Welcome back. We're diving deep into what is, without a doubt, a pivotal milestone in the Golden Path strategy. Today is a huge one. This is a massive turning point. We are talking about acquiring your very first cash flow asset. This is really it. The moment we've all been building towards. We are officially crossing the threshold into stage 3, growth and financial freedom. And this is where, trust me, everything changes as we execute step 11. Now, as always, we want to ground this explainer in its source. This entire strategy was developed by Tamir Kaham. He's the creator of the YouTube channel The Golden Path to Financial Independence and the architect of the 3 stages, 13 steps to financial independence. He's also the official Hebrew translator of The Richest Man in Babylon, and you can really see that in his work. It's this fantastic blend of modern systems engineering and truly timeless financial wisdom. So, who is this for? Well, it's designed specifically for salaried individuals, people who want to move from a place of financial dependence to a place of asset ownership and real freedom of choice. Think about it. All the earlier stages were about playing defense, right? Building your financial shields. Today, we finally cross the line. Today, we start playing offense. And you know, this step is maybe more psychological than anything else. It's about turning a theory into a reality. Up until now, asset owner might have just been a goal, maybe a label on a vision board. You've been acting like one, sure, but in reality, you were still a well-managed employee. Step 11, well, that changes your identity for good. There is a very specific moment when it all clicks. It's when you get that first dollar that you did not trade your time for. I mean, just picture it. Your phone buzzes. It's a notification for a $10 dividend payment. You were sleeping or having coffee or walking the dog, and you still made money. That experience, it literally breaks the time for money programming in your brain. You can't unknow that feeling. If we go back to our rocket analogy, this is the single most critical maneuver of the entire flight. Stage 2 was all about escaping gravity. It was loud, it was violent, just a constant fight to climb. But what happens when a rocket finally reaches orbit? The shaking stops, the engines throttle down, and yet you don't fall. You start circling the planet with your own momentum. Your first income-producing asset, that is your orbital insertion burn. But to stay in that orbit, you need the right kind of fuel. And this brings us to the guiding principle of step 11. And let me be clear, this is non-negotiable in this strategy. Cash flow is king. Not appreciation, not speculation. We aren't looking for something that might be worth more someday. We are looking for income today. So for this to work, we need a really strict definition of an asset. And it's brutally simple. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. That's it, period. An asset owner trains their brain to ask one reflexive question about everything. Does this create income or does it consume it? Okay, so let's play devil's advocate for a second. Let's say I buy a plot of empty land. It just sits there, but I'm like 90% sure it's going to double in value over the next 10 years. In this framework, is that an asset? Nope. For the goal of financial independence, that is pure speculation. It doesn't pay your grocery bill next month. In fact, you have to pay property taxes on it, so it's actually taking money out of your pocket. It's a liability right up until the day you sell it. And this just hammers home the core truth of this whole thing. Your freedom is paid for by cash flow, not by your net worth. This is the huge difference between financial independence and wealth. Financial independence, that's when your cash flow from your assets covers your living expenses. It's a tangible, achievable first goal. Wealth is a big net worth, and that might come later, for sure, but you can't spend your net worth at the grocery store. We are building an income machine to buy our freedom first things first. So if it's that simple, what's the biggest hurdle? Well, it's not actually finding an asset. The hurdle is internal. It's that perfection trap. It's analysis paralysis. We see it all the time. People wait for the perfect deal or for interest rates to be just right, or they just need to read one more book. And that fear of making a mistake, it leads to the biggest mistake of all. Never even starting. But here's an amazing mental model from the Golden Path that just flips this whole thing on its head. You have to stop thinking about potential losses as losses. Start thinking of them as tuition. I mean, think about it. You went to university, you paid tuition for knowledge. When you buy your first asset, if it doesn't perform perfectly, you haven't lost. You've simply paid tuition to the University of Reality for priceless, real-world experience. So the crucial shift in mindset is this. An asset owner doesn't ask, is there risk? Because let's be real, there's always risk. They ask, is this risk managed? And that's why we did all that hard work back in stage 2. We built our emergency fund, we have our insurance, our shields are up. So if this first asset costs us a little tuition, it doesn't sink the whole ship. It's a controlled maneuver, not some reckless gamble. Okay, so let's get practical. How do you actually pick your first asset? Well, the best one for you really depends on your own skills, your temperament, and your resources, but they usually fall into 4 main buckets. You've got paper assets, things like dividend-paying stocks or funds. Then there's real estate, like rental properties or REITs. Third, you have digital assets like online content or intellectual property that pays you royalties. And fourth, you could own a small business or a piece of one that pays out profits. Now, here's maybe the single most important piece of advice in this step. Focus on alignment over optimization. Don't just chase the best or hottest industry that everyone's talking about online. Choose the field that you are personally willing to study and master. The asset you choose is kind of a mirror. It reflects the person you're becoming. If you love digging into company reports, maybe dividend stocks are for you. If you absolutely hate the idea of fixing a toilet at midnight, well, physical real estate might make you miserable. Now, even when you find that alignment, it's really easy to fall into some common traps. So let's just name them out loud so you can avoid them. Trap 1, thinking you need a ton of money to start. You don't. Trap 2, getting stuck in analysis paralysis. Remember, protected action beats perfect research every time. Trap 3, chasing appreciation instead of cash flow. Cash flow is the thing that buys your freedom. And trap 4, having real estate tunnel vision. Don't just assume it's the only way because it's popular. So, we've covered the mindset, we've looked at the options, and we've called out the traps. Now it's time to move from just thinking about it to taking some responsible action. So here's your mission. It's simple, but it's not easy. First, choose one asset class to research. Just one. Pick a lane and stay in it. Second, learn the basics, how it works, how it generates income, and what the real risks are. Third, figure out your initial investment amount, and this is critical. It must be money that is beyond your emergency fund. Never, ever use your shield to buy your sword. And finally, number 4, set a deadline, 30 to 90 days. Put it on your calendar because a deadline makes it. Okay, at this point, it is absolutely essential that we pause and make this crystal clear. This content is strictly for educational purposes. It's a thinking framework, not personalized financial advice. There are absolutely no guarantees of any results, and your success depends on your own execution. You are responsible for consulting with qualified professionals and making your own decisions. So let's wrap this up. That first dollar you don't trade your time for, it's a permanent paradigm shift. Always remember, cash flow is king, mistakes are just tuition, and alignment matters way more than optimization. You have now officially crossed the line from employee to asset owner. Coming up next, we'll take on step 12, building a portfolio, where we'll talk about scaling from this one asset into a whole fleet of income engines. For the complete strategy and to follow along with every step, make sure you subscribe to The Golden Path to Financial Independence on YouTube. Each deep dive in this series will give you the next clear action on your journey. Oh, there are so many yummy vegetarian options out there. You could try like lentil soup, veggie burgers, tofu stir fry. The possibilities are endless.